Looking at logos, emblems, crowns, crests, with a little bit of Russian vids to start with.
That is Bruce Wayne's grandfather, Mrs. Cooper?
His great-grandfather.
I understand he was tapped for Skull and Bones.
Tapped for it? Sir, he founded Skull and Bones.
So you see the connection again with Batman, Freemasonry, Skull and Bones. Now again, as I mentioned before, when people see what they believe is the Batman theme, no, it's the Freemason theme, again, of the goats, of the bats, when it comes to, again, Batman with Skull and Bones. Now I want to get into military insignias going back in time. Way before Batman, here is your first military insignia using the bat. This is from 1917 with England. Okay, your Royal Air Force. It all has to do with bats, of course, drinking blood. You know, a lot of these hoaxes and stuff, which I'll get into in a little bit, has to do with the idea of blood being shed. And of course, bats are about stealth. The concept of the bat, as in Batman, with many different countries. Specifically, you see here with Russia, with the Spetsnaz, which is basically Russian Special Forces. You can see the similarities are very, very clear. Even have the incorporation of the lightning bolt, which
I myself am also looking up logos, but I just wanted to say on my way over there, I looked up, see, Russian vids, there you go. There they are. There's a few more of them. And that one was Bats Dakota, so it must be American. There you go, emblems, but they used other animals. You know, there's a Indian there, and a dragonfly there, and there's a pony or a horse there, so they used, there's an eagle there, whatever that is, planes, because the Royal Air Force, there's a fox there, but they did use a bat. Oh, and a skull and bones, look, there is a skull and bones. There you go. Why Russia's military intelligence agency has a Batman logo. Our Russian Special Forces soldiers operating in Ukraine is a bat covering a globe, and it's the symbol of the GRU, whatever that is, elite unit of Russia's largest military intelligence agency. That was 2014. So there you go. Thank you so much, Russian vids. Yeah, so I'm looking here, that belongs to Queen, the band Queen. So they've got the griffin in their logo. Wow. Yes, many places have these griffins. Russia, they're in Europe, they're in America, and yeah, that's explaining where they are more. And Serbia, Russia. And then, those are the Queen's animals. There's a griffin in there. They're off in a Canadian museum, or Canada's museum. But then we have this, look. That's Queen the band's logo. Wow, I probably never even noticed it. Seen it loads of times and never even bothered to look at it properly. There it is. Queen of Great Britain. There's the double griffin. Double griffin. And it's Russia. Russia. Elizabeth II, Griffin of Edward. Let's go and have a look at that one. Actually, I've changed my mind. We're going to go and look at the Queen's First Dragon Guards. There you go. Let's have a look at that one then. It's the same thing, isn't it, really? Description of the flag. It's too wide. Oh, I know what to do. Hang on. Says the regimental cap badge is the Habsburg double-headed eagle It was granted to King's Dragon Guards by the Emperor Franz Joseph of Austria when he became the Colonel-in-Chief in 1896. It has been worn by the regiment continuously except World War I, when it was decided to wear the Dragon Guards. Blah blah blah. Well, looks very similar to this one, doesn't it, really? There's that one. Except that one's got a crown on it. Oh, the same year as Lyris started. This is minted with a Griffin of Edward III. Value £5. The second, by the grace of God, Defender of Faith, Elizabeth II. £5 portrait of Elizabeth I. An image of a griffin. Body of a lion, wings and head of an eagle. Ah, that's back to those 10 beasts I was showing you. The Queen's Bulletin, beginning in 26. There were a total of 10 beasts representing the statues in Westminster on the Queen's coronation in 1953. And they're now on display in Canadian Museum of History. There you go, for whatever that's worth. I'm going to look that up. The Griffin of Edward III. That's in those beasts that are in the Canadian Museum. Look quite old, don't they? And there's something over here I want to look at. Remember the royal beasts that are in the Canadian Museum? Here we go. Wow, didn't know all about this. Got to look this up then. Damn, I cannot zoom in and read any of that. There's more. See, I mention in here it goes back to the roses. That's what it said. And the House of Lancaster is in Plantagenet, which, as said, got the Plantagenets. And then it moves on to the House of Lancaster, then the House of York. Right? So Lancaster does come after Plantagenets. Look at this. It says English monarchs. I'm even more confused because the House of Lancaster comes after the Plantagenets, but it says House of Lancaster, Plantagenet. Edward III, Henry, John, Henry II, Henry VII there, Henry VI, says Lancaster Plantagenet. I thought it was the House of Lancaster, was something different. Look. Is here in the royal beasts, the falcon of the Plantagenets. Don't you find it really weird that if the houses are changing all the time and different families are coming in and people are being overthrown, why would you want to be connected to the past like that? Why is everything so connected? The kings, the names of the kings, even in different eras, different houses. Why would you say in the last house, in this one, why then in the Tudor come... Anyway, there's definitely Henry VII, Henry VIII in the Tudors. Why would they be called that when they've got away from the Plantagenets? I don't understand that. Yes, older history. The kings and queens of England and the houses. So we want to go on a bit. Norman kings. Ah, the Plantagenets. 1154. Richard I, John, Henry III, Edward I, Edward II, Edward III, Richard II, and then the War of the Roses is happening. So as the king houses go, the Norman kings, Henry I, Plantagenets, Henry II, Henry III, House of Lancaster, 4th, 5th and 6th, nobody in the House of York, then the House of Tudor, Henry VII, Henry VIII, and that's just before Elizabeth I in the sort of 1500s. But why would they all want to have the same names? The kings. Why? Through all those houses? What's that about? You want to get away from them, don't you? I've killed you off, and now you're. I'm now King Henry II. It doesn't work like that, does it? Ah, there you go. Henry VI, the beginning of the War of the Roses, which have griffins to me, or dragons. So there you go. So that was in the 1400s. I just have a big feeling that most of what we're in, it was done here. But what was this? Was this Tartaria fighting Tartaria? Because the Queen seems ahead of most of it now. There you go, more and more. I can't, it's just too small for me to look it up properly. Damn. I'm sure that's one of the families that was fighting in the War of the Roses, and look at their emblem and their logo. They look quite Middle Eastern, don't they? The Queen's Beasts. Griffins. A stamp has been made. Look at this. That one's 2021. In heraldry, the griffin is a sentimental and guardian of the sacred objects and talisman against evil, first used as a royal beast by Edward III. The epitome of medieval kingship, the griffin's coronation shield depicts Windsor Castle, where Edward founded the Order of the Garter in 1348. Order of the Garter, the highest order of English knighthood, open to women since 1987, not long then. It consists of the sovereign, 24 knight companions and extra members created by statute, also called the Garter. Who are the 24 members of the Garter? Sir John Major, Lord Murray, okay, MPs. What is a Lady of the Garter? It's founded in... Who are the Knights and Ladies of the Garter? Right, royalty. Right. Held at Windsor Castle for Most Noble Order of the Garter. Founded by Edward III, the order is the senior and oldest British order of chivalry, and their motto is Honai Suit Quae Mal E Pence. Shame on him who thinks this evil. Ah. Sounds like the round table and all that's still going then, doesn't it, really? It's all still happening. We just don't see it. So back to those beasts. Right, ordering face annex. The Lion of England, the Greyhound, the Yale, the Dragon, the Horse, the Lion, the Unicorn, the Griffin, the Bull and the Falcon. So all those animals must be very, very important. And do you notice? Let's look at it again. The lion, the greyhound, the dragon, the horse, lion of Mortimer, the unicorn, the griffin, and the falcon. And the falcon. No eagle. So, there's a falcon and a griffin, but no eagle. They're not eagles, are they? In all the other logos, they're griffins. So, it's used in heraldry. There you go, that's what it says. Right. But they're still using them today. Some more here, so we'll just look them up. So right. No picture. Let's have a look at this one. Look at this. And the eagle is connected to the Roman Empire. Oh look, it had most of England, but it didn't. Look at that. There you are. It's the concept of empire. The Byzantine Empire. Cool. It's quite confusing, isn't it? So, I went to look up what this word means, and there you go, you can read that yourself. Ceremony. Symbols. Coats of arms. That says the 13th century, but as I went on, I could find it even further back. That's talking about in the Middle Ages. There you go. That explains what a griffin is. It's for strength and military courage and leadership. That's the meaning. Superhuman strength. What the hell do they mean by that? Strength of a lion and the sight of an eagle, and it's a hybrid. That's crazy, isn't it? Because it's not supposed to be really real, but it's a hybrid. Griffins can fly. And their weakness. Yeah. There he goes, a bit more. Griffins are not dragons. A griffin doesn't breathe like a dragon and may not appear as threatening. But the thing is, they made us believe that dragons were real. If you're looking at it this way, they're just symbols in things. And I still think that the dragons have been mistaken. They were griffins. They just changed them to dragons. Well, it says there that a dragon is stronger than a griffin, but a griffin can overcome a dragon. I thought they weren't real. There he goes, a bit more. One has a body, oh what is it? The griffin has a lion's body and the eagle head, and the dragon has a reptile head and body. So they've all got to be not real then. Griffins have ears. So when you think you're looking at a dragon, half the time you're looking at a griffin. But these actually do then, because they don't have ears. These must be eagles. When I said that, I thought they were probably griffins. But after all, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were eagles. There you go, look. Are they real? Griffins are said to live in nests in the mountains. Head, torso, talons of an eagle, or sometimes other beaked birds like peacocks, body of a lion, sometimes with a serpent's tail, most griffin description. I thought they were symbols. What? So they live now? They've got a place to live? They're not real, are they? They don't say they're not real. They say they live in the mountains. What? So there are griffins. Real griffins. Oh, then I get onto this. And actually, it's talking about the 1200s here. You can stop and read this. Yes, all to do with the son of King Edward I. So that down here, now we're 1133. That bit's a bit later. But you can stop and read these bits if you want. It's too much to read out. Back to the 12th century. Vauxhall cars, and look at that then. As that's got ears, look at the griffin and look at the dragon. That's a dragon of Somerset. So, yeah, that's not a dragon. That's a griffin. And a bit of history there. You can stop and read that. I think it's readable. Talks about Wales in there. More to do with dragons, but they are not dragons, are they? They're griffins. Don't you think it's quite unbelievable? Anyway, what do you think of all this then?